thinking, dreaming, scheming, reading.
It's the NBA brought to you by 2K Sports on this very special Easter Sunday. Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Doris Burke joining us from the sidelines. Earlier this season, it was Chicago who came out on top in the last meeting against Toronto. They come into this one feeling good about the matchup. They've taken both games so far this season.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be much of a challenge for them in that game. It seemed like they scored at will. Not much defense that they were facing.
Yep, they had the defense on its heels early the entire game, and actually nearly the entire game, and no matter what unit was out there, looked like a mismatch to me.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Lowry and DeRozan, they're the backcourt. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Turner in at the 3. Outside Butler. Pass to Mr. Clutch. And that one is hammered home. Tremendous stuff from a guy, Clark, we think more of for his passing.
Yeah, but he's got tremendous leaping ability and a surplus supply, too.
Well, that's a great aggressive move, and 2 big points, too.
Here's Valanciunas. It's hauled in by the Bulls. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And, guys, they could have won that game on the strength of their offense alone. It was that good.
And to do it on the road, too. I mean, with the way they just kept coming at him and coming at him, they kept that crowd out of the game the entire time. That's good work.
Fantastic pass. He turned that one into a pretty easy basket for his teammate.
Now here's Turner. He's guarded closely. Good.
That's the kind of lead pass we've seen him make over and over again.
For Chicago, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Here's Mr. Clutch, now recovering. Here's Gasol. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
4 makes on 4 tries. Everything's falling early. 100% can't do better than that.
The drive by Lowry. No one near Turner as he lets it go. A 3-pointer off the mark. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
I was able to speak with Dwayne Casey for a moment. I asked him what he'd most like to see from his team today, and he told me we'd really like to keep Pau Gasol under wraps in this one. He went on to explain that Gasol can take over games with his efficiency on the offensive end. And the key to their win will be getting a hand in his face every time. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. Chicago with the ball, following the miss by DeRozan. The defense looking a little bit dazed now. A ferocious throw down there.
Not bad for a player of his size.
Not bad at all. How about that spring coming out of those legs?
Knocks it loose. Out on his own on the break. By himself.
Oh, this is getting ridiculous. They can't possibly keep this run going much longer.
I tell you what, Steve, it's already lasted longer than I thought possible.
Raptors trail by 8. And it's Lowry penetrating. Rebound by the Bulls.
Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Now, you got to make a defensive adjustment here, Clark. Time to collapse inside, force the ball back out on the perimeter, make them beat you from long range.
Here's DeRozan, following the basket by Doug McDermott. Can they get it? Lowry can't get that one to fall.
Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
Gasol passes to Mr. Clutch. Down low, here's McDermott. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And the offense just getting right to the rim, but at least they saved the layup with the foul.
That's old school basketball rules. I mean, at the end of the day, no easy layup. Earn it from the line.
And McDermott drops them both. And let's bring up a list of point guards that over the last month have been on fire from 3-point land. And you look at Mr. Clutch, he's absolutely deadly from outside.
And he's just so exceptional from long range that it forces the defense out and really opens up passing and driving lanes for him.
I really like the 3-point shot as a very useful weapon for a point guard. I mean, it should be part of his arsenal. And this guy uses it as good or better than anyone else in the league.
Clark, the coach, was really passionate in that last huddle, trying to do everything he can to get his message across.
You know, and I'm not sure what he wanted exactly, but he did it with enough fire that I'm guessing he's not going to be happy with any lapse in execution. I mean, he made his point pretty clear. Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense. To trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just the tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
And so here is Chicago. Rosen dishes to Lowry. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
Yeah, the defender draped all over him.
Pretty plain and simple. Got him good there.
And so Lowry nails both of them. The Bulls leading by 6. Gasol, a screen on Lowry. In the corner, it's McDermott. Good on the triple. McDermott's got 7 points.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Toronto's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Outside DeRozan. Outside Lowry. Pass to Turner. Shot clock at 6. The Raptors need to get a shot off. In transition, here come the Bulls. Here's McDermott. That's good. He's got 9.
They're allowing a sky-high field goal percentage. That won't get it.
Not at all. They've been able to score with ease.
Raptors trail by 11. Lowry with the ball. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Boston.
And he did some nice work on the boards too, Kevin. That was definitely a factor in that game as well.
Now here's Patterson. Just 5 on the clock. DeRozan with it. Gasol covering, and that one's good. DeRozan's got his second basket of the game.
And that's why teams emphasize the use of screens and picks, just to get you some open looks like that one.
They get it again, and there's the pass to Mr. Clutch. Gasol, a screen on Lowry. Goes back up, and it's Chicago scoring again.
You got to like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates.
Knocks it loose. He's got a clear path. Here's Mr. Clutch.
Oh, man, that was unreal.
Mark it up.
Boy, what a fantastic opening quarter for them.
Yeah, it sure has been. Look at the lead they've jumped out to already. Impressive.
Raptors trail by 13. Lowry up top, averaging 16 points a game. Right side Turner. Clock at 6. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Bulls.
They've set the first half tone by really getting out in transition.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Tony Snell comes in for McDermott. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Butler. A new group in now for the Raptors. Negata has checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Johnson comes in for Patrick Patterson. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Kyle Lowry. And Terrence Ross is subbed in for DeMar DeRozan. As we close in on the start of the playoffs, let's see how the East is stacking up. You look at the Bulls. What a run they've had this year, in first place and charging seemingly at will toward the postseason. These guys have been outstanding. And, of course, Toronto, 2 spots down.
You know, right now for the Raptors, They've continued their breakout season. I mean, they've showed tremendous promise thus far, and I'm looking for big things from this team.
Yeah, Clark, as the postseason approaches, there's plenty of optimism, but as you know, the playoffs are a whole different animal. Let's see if they can continue that momentum.
Here's Mr. Clutch playing Brooklyn. He was nearly unstoppable.
They've been so efficient in the paint in this game. That's an area they've totally dominated.
You know, once they ID'd the edge they had inside, they just continued to attack it.
Now here's Turner. Johnson kicks to Nogueira. Ross with a wide open look. Sinks the three-pointer. Ross has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Now the Bulls with it. They're on a 14-6 run. Mr. Clutch. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. 17 points for Mr. Clutch.
What a start to this game. He's only missed 1 shot in 9 attempts. Unreal.
Johnson sets the screen for Turner. Now here's Ross, coming off a stellar performance against Boston. Sefolosha passes to Ross. Can't get it to go. And it's Chicago the other way. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Rose, and he banks in the layup. Rose has got his first basket of the night.
And the early lead just keeps on growing. Another basket.
And the way they've done it is with an extremely potent inside attack.
Johnson, a wide open look, sinks it from just inside the baseline.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
The Bulls leading by 16. Rose passes to Mr. Clutch. Back to Rose. Fires from deep. No luck. Raptors have gotten 7 of their first 16 field goal attempts to go down here in the first. And it's Turner off the drive. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Well, why don't we look at some of the numbers here for Evan Turner, how this year is going for him. He's averaging 11 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And the numbers might not reflect it, but the effort's really been there for him. He's going to get rewarded soon enough if he keeps getting after it like he has been.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Steve. He's been unlucky not to have filled up the stat sheet more because his play has really been solid.
Here's Snell. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Mr. Clutch, and it's Chicago scoring again.
This switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
Turner against Rose. Turner dishes to Johnson. Inside, Gasol with the steal. An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Mr. Clutch. 19 points in the game. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Mr. Clutch has got 22.
Look out, guys. I mean, I think there's a lot more where that came from. When he gets it going like this, it is not easy to slow him down.
That's good.
Terrence Ross.
Up in time. No luck.